Inspired by games such as Metal Slug, Bug Butcher, and Pang, Baltoro Games recently released a new indie game, a run-and-gunner called Knights and Guns. This game came out on the Nintendo Switch back on September 10th, just a couple of weeks ago. And in a very interesting turn of events, this indie game has also been released and is live now, available for purchase, download, and play on the iiRcade arcade platform. More than 150 levels. Some of the levels are big, small, narrow, double size, various weapons, fighting bosses on perilous stages, a non-linear campaign map, multiplayer for local play, 1 or 2 players. This game is inspired by the classics, but also does a little bit of a modern twist on these type of run-and-gunner games, and it actually makes for a pretty decent arcade experience. But how good is it on the iiRcade platform? The game retails for $14.99 in the iiRcade's online store. Went ahead and purchased it, had the game downloaded to the machine. We have it fired up right here, as you can see. You are able to play 2-player co-op, but no online play, which is a miss in my opinion. But I don't think you can play online on the Switch version either. Pretty basic controls. You're going to end up using all 6 buttons, as well as your joystick and your start button as a pause in case you need to take a breather. After the game fires up, you have 3 options available. Campaign mode, which is following the storyline. Endless mode for endless fun. Just bang bang until you're dead, as well as checking out the Hall of Fame and all the prizes, all that kinds of stuff. Campaign mode is where it's at, and of course, once you fire up the game, you're going to get an awesome intro video with a really good voiceover. And then before you start the campaign mode, you do have to go through 5, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the diamonds will be lit up that you see on the screen after you complete each little training mission. Each of the training mission gives you one of the 5 best guns that you'll have to earn money during the game in order to purchase those guns later on during the campaign mode. So you don't get to start with these sweet weapons when the campaign mode actually launches, but you're able to kind of check out what those guns are going to be like during the training, where you learn how to do your special weapons, special attacks, how to do dashes and jumps to avoid enemies, how to fire your weapons, all that kinds of stuff. It's a pretty basic training mode. All you have to do is beat a couple waves of enemies. As you can see, you're only able to shoot upwards, so this is a game of strategy, making sure you're looking up and down at the same time, because if you run into an enemy while you're not dashing or jumping, you will take damage. And then, of course, as you kill enemies, here's the good news, they do frequently drop those little health cases that I just picked up to recharge your health. The game mechanics are pretty simple. It's just kill everything you see before it kills you. And the music and the sound effects and everything have a pretty great soundtrack, and it's a lot of fun. As you make your way through the 5 different training modes, you'll notice that some of the levels are a little bit more detailed. Some of the levels, as you can tell in this game, as I said in the beginning, some of the levels are going to be really small. You're just in one little area, running back and forth, trying to stay alive. And in other levels, you're actually going to have towers and ramps and castles and things that you need to climb and use for dodging, dipping, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and weave in order to keep yourself from getting hit, taking any damage. Also, it's a great way to see how the enemies split and practice. Whenever you shoot an enemy, they will split into multiple enemies, smaller enemies, and once you kill the smallest version of that enemy, then that enemy's dead. You can kind of get a feel for how each different monster moves and how they jump. Each of them have their own styles and heights as well. This was my first time playing this game, and I tell you what, I really enjoyed the 5 training campaigns. Really gave me an idea as to what I'm getting myself into with this game, and learning, they're right there, special moves, how to take them off, what all the guns are, these kick-ass bosses, backgrounds, as well as the rockin' soundtrack. Everything was going really, really well, but now it was time to get into the actual campaign mode storyline. When you're playing the campaign mode, there's going to be some awesome cutscenes, storyline segments, a fantastic voiceover, great music that really pull you into this one and tell you about how these knights ended up with guns. Knights and guns. Sounds like a winner to me. And why they're doing what they're doing and killing all these monsters. I think it's kind of obvious, right? And in between the campaign levels, you'll be able to visit the map. And as you unlock areas, the map will open up. You'll be able to proceed to the next square and either obtain a key to unlock a chest and get some bonus items, or just do the next campaign fight. Again, there's over 150 fights on here, 150 levels of varying difficulty, which makes it really interesting and good for replayability. And in between each level, you're able to purchase additional guns and weapons, and you're able to select which gun you would like to use during those particular levels coming up, whether it's a handgun, minigun, shotgun, rocket launcher, flamethrower, the works. Now, when playing this game, I did notice what I think might be an opportunity for improvement for the iiRcade platform or version of this game. When I was playing this game, when I had a bunch of enemies on the screen, I noticed that there was, kind of like Metal Slug in the past, there was some slowdowns and what appeared to be some lag or delay in the game running. Didn't seem to be any kind of input delay because, like, for instance, your gun, depending on the gun, after you fire, you do have to wait for it to reload. So guns like this shotgun, if you watch the character, you have to pay attention to what your character's doing. It will actually show him reload the gun and when he's ready to fire again, as well as he'll glow red like that when he's ready to do a special attack like so. But I noticed that there were some frame issues here. It just didn't feel like the game was running as good as it was during the original training sessions. Played through a few of the levels and it was still there. It seems like it was there at the beginning, but then it kind of caught up as the level went on. It seemed like the game was dragging just a bit. Now, this game is also available on the Nintendo Switch. I do not own it on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm not able to compare it and say it's running better or worse on one platform versus the other. It's just what I'm seeing on here, and I don't know if that's what the developer originally intended, because you never know, that could just be part of how they designed this game. But something to be aware of if you're considering purchasing this. I do think that this is a really, really cool game. I'm actually really enjoying it. I think that this is a wonderful little addition to the iiRcade platform. From an arcade experience, this does make for a good arcade game, even though it was originally designed for consoles, until iiRcade contacted Baltor and got this game on the platform. I think this is just another one of those hidden gems that iiRcade is going to be able to get on their platform that people will enjoy. Modern games that you're not going to be running on other competitors' systems that could end up being a fun experience if you like these games. I do think, though, that they do need to take another look and make sure that this game is fully optimized and running at full speed, because you never know, maybe I'm just being crazy, maybe I'm just being picky, and maybe this is the way the game is. iiRcade would love your feedback on this as well, or if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But in my opinion, we're pretty much like 90% good to go on this one. And maybe best to wait and see what they say about this kind of slowdown dragging on this game, the lag, etc. But that's my honest feedback for you guys. I think this is a great game. I have a lot of fun playing with it. And definitely would like them to tweak it just a little bit to get it to run a little bit faster, unless the game was designed this way. And if that's the case, I'm just being picky. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Leave me your honest opinions, feedback, comments below. Always appreciate that stuff, guys. Give me a thumbs up on the way out if you enjoyed the video, and thank you for subscribing.